Alright then guys, how's it going? It's JTJudgment here, back again guys with another FIFA 16 Legend review, and as you can see guys on the screen right now and by the name of this video, today we're going to be taking a look at the 87 rated Italian striker, Christian Vieri. Now before I get into this review guys, I've got to give a massive shout out to the boy that was nice enough guys to let me use his account to do this review and to bring this review to you guys, so links are going to be down below in the description as always. Also guys, if you want to get some cheap games, PSN codes, Microsoft points, Apple iTunes cards, check cdkeys.co.uk. They got some of the best prices around, I can guarantee you guys. Link is going to be in the description for that as well. So guys, when it comes to Vieri in Ultimate Team, I gotta say FIFA 14, he was an absolute god for me, a real god, and I really did enjoy using him. Scored some fantastic goals for me, especially that long shot. I can remember scoring some insane long shots with not just Vieri back in FIFA 14, but with a lot of players. But Vieri, I can remember scored some absolute screamers with. FIFA 15, it was a bit of a different story. I didn't really enjoy using him. He just didn't suit the way FIFA 15 was played, in my opinion. And bottom line, guys, he just turned out to be a bit of a disappointment for me, you know? FIFA 16 has come around, and I gotta say, I'm kind of half and half on him, you know. He was the sort of player where I needed a few games to get used to. You know, you use those sort of players, guys, where for the first couple of games they are a complete and utter useless pile of shite, you know. And then for some reason, out of the blue, they can just turn things around instantly and start performing well for you. You know, that's the sort of player Christian Vieri was for me. Now, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself here, guys. We haven't mentioned any of his in-game stats. Now, when you look at his card face stats, guys, 83 pace, 87 shooting, 83 physical, 78 dribbling, 25 defending, and 63 passing. When you look at his in-game stats, 87 strength, 84 acceleration, 83 attack positioning, as well as 83 jumping. So when you look at his in-game stats, guys, they are very balanced. You know, for an 87 rated legend in this game, they seem to be very balanced around the mid-80s range, and I gotta say they're half decent, you know. So what did I think of Christian Vieri, guys? Well, for me, like I've already mentioned, he was the sort of player where it took me a couple of games to get used to using him. You know, for the very first game, he didn't really seem to get involved in, you know, scoring goals or just basically doing anything. You know, he was pretty non-existent. Second game, he was a bit better, but really wasn't the greatest player to use. And then out of the blue, after about 4 or 5 games of him not doing anything, he just turned up. You know, he started scoring hat-tricks regular for me. He started assisting for me, setting up opportunities for my entire team. He was in the position that I needed him to be in, and he was just an absolute god for me. I just don't understand why it took so long for him to do so, you know, and it took so long for me to get used to him, learn how he's supposed to be played, the best way to play him, I should say, rather, and for him to actually start playing well for me, you know. Now, the positives that I gotta say with this card, his pace for me was half decent. On the card, he does have 83 pace, and I gotta agree with that stat. He wasn't slow, he wasn't fast. It's exactly what I expected to feel from a stat of 83, you know. So I gotta say, personally, I didn't have any problems there. If you're somebody that has to have pacey strikers, then I gotta say Vieri isn't the striker for you, but he definitely isn't slow. Moving over to his shooting now, guys, and I gotta say, it's coming. 87 shooting on the card. He's left-footed. He's got 87 shot power. He's got an absolutely insane shot on him. As you're gonna see from the goals, guys, you know what to expect from me. You know, you guys, for those of you that have seen a lot of my reviews, you know my style of play. You can expect what to see when I review a player with a high shooting stat. This boy's left foot is absolutely bloody bonkers, guys. If you know how to take long shots in this game, he is one of the most reliable, I gotta say, at scoring long shots. He is absolutely fantastic. However, when it comes to his right foot, which is a 3-star, it is a completely different story, guys. He missed so many simple, easy finishes that should have ended up in the back of the net and didn't. I gotta say, his right foot, guys, definitely a one-footed player, that is Vieri. Aerial ability for me with Vieri was absolutely insane as well, whipping the ball into him. I just had no problem scoring headers with him, you know. And strength, something else I didn't really see a problem with. He was keeping the ball, holding his own, shrugging defenders off fairly easily, and you could see in-game defenders struggling to muscle Vieri off the ball, you know. So I gotta say, those are the problems that you will not see in-game with Vieri. Moving on to the problems that you you are most likely going to face now in-game when using Vieri. Starting off with his passing for me, guys, he did manage to make a couple of assists for me, and he did manage to step up a couple of opportunities from my other striker, Inzaghi. But on a regular basis, guys, in general, I gotta say passing really wasn't the greatest with this card. His weak foot, like I said, he does have 3-star skills and 3-star weak foot, so, you know, I've used players in the past, guys, with 3-star weak foot, and they've been absolutely insane. Unfortunately, I've got to say Vieri is not one of those players. His dribbling and ball control for me was not the greatest as well. He was very sluggish on the ball, you know, very slow to move. So I got to say 78 dribbling, not the greatest stat to have. It was just really difficult to move in and out of defenders, you know. And the last weakness that I need to mention is that his positioning for me was quite inconsistent. You know, I could go into a game, he was making runs on his own. He was always in the position that I needed him to be. I would win that game, I'd go into the very next game, and I could not find him. You know, he was all over the place, switching positions with players that I did not press for him to do so, and it just got a little bit frustrating, you know. So those are the weaknesses that I found with this card, guys. His strengths are on the left-hand side of the screen. He's got good pace, his left foot shot is ridiculous, his aerial ability is fantastic, and he's a very, very strong player. The weaknesses that you should expect to see in-game: passing, not the greatest; dribbling, not the greatest; very, very unreliable weak foot, and his positioning can be a bit meh at times, you know. So those are my personal opinions on Christian Vieri. Do I think he is worth it, guys? For the price that he currently goes for, as of making this review, guys, I think he goes for about 250,000 coins, which is a very cheap price for a legend in this game, in my opinion. If he was anything more than that, guys, I'd probably say he is not worth it. But for this moment in time, for 250,000 coins, I think you're getting a half-decent player, and I gotta say he is worth that price tag. He gets an 8.3 out of 10 from myself. Don't forget to let me know in the comment section down below, guys, your thoughts on Vieri if you have used him yourself in this game. Also, guys, don't forget to smash that like button as well if you did enjoy and this video did help you decide whether or not to go out and buy him. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, guys. If you did that for me, I'd really, really appreciate it. And also, guys, please take care from me, and I will see you all next time. Ta-da, guys.